Hi, I have long been promising to finish my Makeup Forever 30-year, 30 artists, 30 shades, 30 colors, I don't know, palette shadows with the last layer, which is the artistic shade. So I did a general review of the formula and the palette, and then I did one review of the smoky shades and then one of the naturals, and I will link to those in the description of this. And I'm not going to belabor the formula description or the describing the palette. It looks like this. It had 30 shadows. I'm just not going to go over it again. I will put the links, and that way people who've seen those don't have to hear it all again. And these are the 10 shadows of the 30 that are artistic. And so luckily they gave people like me a little cheat sheet with all the colors, so I was able to write it down. And yes, okay, you can take the shadows out. There's that little hole where you can put your little thingy-majiggy and pop them out and replace them with different shadows, but this last layer is not removable. So in sum, these are $21 each for 0.07 ounces, 230 shades. Some of them are labeled blush, including 4 of the ones in this layer. And I admit that I use the blush shades as eyeshadow sometimes, and I have not had a problem, but everyone has to make their own decisions. It comes down to FDA labeling and marketing in this country. These shadows are made, they're really made in Italy. I think they're made in Italy, not France, but it's a French brand, and different regulations. So in different countries they can sell these as eyeshadows. In ours, some of these colors, because of the dye they use, are labeled as blushes. So the formula is like to die for. It's amazing. It's just gorgeous, like this gel powder thing, and it's so pigmented, so blendable, so beautiful. I have not found a bad shade in the 30 I've tried. I haven't tried all 230. I was actually at Sephora swatching some of them, but they don't even have 230, so that's a big amount of shadows. But I have not found a bad one. They're all gorgeous, and I think everyone who I've read a review about these has kind of all been obsessed with just how beautiful they are. So they're beautiful. The first one, ME400. So ME means metallic, and there's metallic, iridescent, and diamond. And what I found is diamond tends to have the glitter that you can see, but not always. Metallic tends to be shimmerier, more shimmery than the iridescent. So first one is, it's called Buttercup right there. And this to me is a rich, bright yellow. Buttercup's it does look like a buttercup. I don't know, do people have buttercups where they are? I had them when I was growing up, but I don't have them in California. Really bright, I don't know, chick yellow kind of thing. This actually looks more subtle on than you would expect. And I almost did a look with this yellow, but then I was playing around with it and I kind of just decided to go a different route. And I will tell you what's on my eyes when I get there. So I do like that one. How do I use yellow? Actually, yellow is really pretty in the inner corner of your eye. I've got the green, the light, what's it called? Lime green, right in the inner corner of my eye. You can use yellow there instead. And you can also make a really pretty kind of a sunset eye with the yellow leading to orange, leading to reds, if you're brave enough. And then mix in a little bit of like a black or a charcoal, just so that it's not all red-ish. The next one is that's Satin 852, and this is called Watermelon. It's a blush. I don't know why they called this one Watermelon. It's a really pretty shade. To me it looks very peachy, pinky peachy, but peachy, maybe even salmon peachy. And I've used this as a blush. I love this as a blush. And the next one, actually the next two, I normally don't wear super bright blushes, but I found that if I use these very softly on my cheeks, just dot it like right here on the apple, it really does brighten up my face a lot. I was kind of surprised. The next one is S852, so no, S852. They call it Neon Pink. This is a very bright pink, and I did wear this as a blush. I actually was able to wear it as a blush. I was surprised. This is a cool, hot pink. Look at that color. Look at that pigmentation. That basically is swipe, swipe. They're so pigmented, but they blend. I have a dark blue and lining my eyes. You can see how dark it is there, and then I put it in the crease and kind of out here, and you'll see the color later. I had to blend it so much to get it to kind of be a little bit less intense, but totally possible, and some people are going to want it intense. If you want to get that really intense defined look, that, I mean, some people do these amazing online pictures where you can actually see the colors separate from one another. I can't wear that on a daily basis, so I tend not to do looks like that for videos. But if you want that, you just use a white base like an NYX milk pencil, and it's just, these are amazing. You will get the colors fully. The next one is S742. This is Tomato. Again, I use this as a blush. I would actually use all of these, by the way, on my eyes. What I like doing with these types of colors is mixing them with grays or browns, especially like if you've got a gray or brown liner softened here, mixing a little fuchsia or whatever in there. So this is like a tomato red, tomato orange. It's more orange than red, but it's definitely got that red tint to it. The next one is so iridescent, 922, and this is called Electric Purple. This is I actually have this on my cheeks. I kind of put this on my cheeks the first time, almost, I don't know, not as a joke, like there's no way this will look good. It actually looks really good on my cheeks. I was unbelievably surprised. I thought it'd be way too cool toned and just looks stupid, but it actually looked good. So this is it, and this is almost like got a pink undertone to it. It's a real purple, almost like an orchid, which is a pink purple orchid undertone to it. It is a very pigmented, I don't want to say bright, it's like a medium purple, but it's definitely not bright exactly, but vibrant. And I also put this a little bit in the under eye liner. So I did a green in the inner corner, which I'll get to, the lime. Then I did a little of the purple here, blending them in very carefully. And then I did the sapphire blue. And then I've got a light sky blue, which is the next one. Celestial blue, D206. So this is one of the diamond ones. So you can actually see glitter in this. You can almost see a slight light changing in here, a little bit of blue and silver, maybe even pink shimmer in there. And this I put on my crease first. I mean, not my crease. I put on my lid all the way over my lid, and then later on I dotted some more on in the middle. And I really like these kind of shades. I really love taking lighter shades like this, putting it on my lid, and then in the crease and as a liner and underneath using darker shades, because I find it really opens up my eyes. I have big eyes anyway, but it doesn't weigh down my eyes and look quite as over heavy as doing darker stuff on my crease. I almost have, into my crease and on my lid, I almost have too much lid space to do a dark color on my whole lid. The next one is so iridescent, 340, which is the lime. This was a little bit more yellow than a lot of the limes I've used in the past, which was harder for me to work with. Chartreuse, right? That's the color. And this leans more yellow, I think, than green, which I like it leaning a little bit more green than yellow. So I still like it, and so this again is right in the inner line here, up into the inner corner and crease of my eye. The next one is ME, so metallic, 304 Emerald. I love this color. I almost did a look with this in the last one, and I don't know, at the end I just decided not to. This is just a beautiful, reminds me of the Emerald City, right? It really is a true emerald, but it's kind of like a medium. Sometimes the emeralds get a little dark, and that's harder for me personally to work with. This is a beautiful under eye liner for me. Really gorgeous, great mixed with grays or browns. Really just stunning color. ME230, peacock blue, and it's like a sea blue. So this, you can definitely see the teal, but definitely more blue than green, but you can definitely see the teal. Very rich, kind of almost a medium dark color. That also, it almost has a color shift effect, almost. These are almost getting there, but not quite. They're so pigmented, you can almost see a little bit of shifting, but then no. And I get a little staining from this color. From some of the darker colors, I do get a little staining. From this, only from these brights. I didn't get it from the other ones, except there were a couple brights in the smoky that I did. Okay, this is the Sapphire I, so iridescent 220. Sapphire. It's a deep, rich sapphire. It's a kind of a medium dark, just indigo, right? Indigo sapphire kind of thing. Really deep, rich color. Super beautiful. And I just love it. It's cool blue. And so this I did in the outer corner crease. It's lining my eyes. For the lining effect, I did dip my brush in a little bit of water, but for the rest of these, there's no water, no primer. And then I put it in the crease. I really had to blend and blend and blend to get it a little bit softer, because look how dark it goes on. But if you see me blend it, see how beautifully it just blends? So you can get a really great softer look. In fact, with any of these. And that's one of the greatest things about these shadows. Not only do they apply beautifully pigmented exactly where you put them on your lids, so you can use really little brushes and get exactly the look you want, but if you do want to blend them out, they're amazing. So anyway, this was my last of these videos. I don't want it to be too long because now